All right. Well, thanks for joining me here at Steve's Vintage Model Builds. It's Steve here again. And today's video is going to be about the worst model kit I've ever attempted to build. I'm just getting back into the hobby now, but you know, when I was a boy and a teenager, I built a lot of models and some real dogs. You've heard me talk about Revell and their fit problems, but in any case, Revell seems to have improved quite a bit, especially with their instructions and also with their moldings, although they're still far from perfect. Anyways, so this is what we're going to talk about today, and this will be the last time that we talk about it, or I talk about it. There it is, the worst model kit I ever attempted to build. I got this for $9.95 at my local hobby store from the bargain bin. The original price, which you'll see if you go to watch the original review, was $24.95 in 1996, which I've already remarked on numerous times is absolutely ridiculous for that time. In any case, during the live stream, I did a rant on it. And, well, in the live stream recap, I did a rant on it. And then in the live stream, I started a real-time build. Got about 52 minutes into it. So, when I originally reviewed the kit, I gave it a 6.5. I'm going to change that, and I'll let you know at the end of the video here. And what I show you in the video will explain why. Okay, so what makes this the worst model kit? First of all, the price at the time, not what I paid for it. As far as I'm concerned, I overpaid for it, but I took a shot at it because I was curious about, you know, what you got for $24.95 back then. And I'm a fair-minded guy, so I'm not going to slag the manufacturer too much. It was 1996, was a long time ago. The manufacturer, MPM, they're a Czechoslovakian company, or I guess Czechia, or Czech Republic now. And they're still in business, but when I looked them up, I couldn't really see any model kits that were actually manufactured by them. They seem to now be like a distributor of model kits from other companies, paints and supplies and all sorts of, you know, everything to do with models. So, you know, don't let this reflect on the current MPM. You know, they must be doing something right. One of those things was probably getting out of making their own brand model kits. So they must, you know, that's one of the things they did right, I guess, to continue to stay in business. So, there's not much to the kit. Everything was on a single sprue rack. Lots of decals, considering a small aircraft, but anyways, they're yellowed a bit, but they seem to have held up fairly well. They're going to go in the spare decal drawer. And we got some photo etch, which I expect back in 1996 was quite the novelty, but certainly not $24.95 worth of novelty. The other thing is too, when I went to do the actual build, some of these things are just impossibly small. You have to be like a watchmaker or something. And for example, the little gearbox that goes beside them here, not the gearbox, the lever box, that turned, it was a teeny tiny thing you had to fold. And anyways, and the levers and I did manage to get the control pedals in, but you can't see them anyways. So that was kind of useless. The quality of plastic's not very good. There's scuffing in more than one place on the tail here and the wings. Assembly wasn't good. Oh, well, first of all, every single part had sprue. Big ones, little ones, or not sprue, I should say, flash. Every single one. And you can see here, there's a gap. Here, there's a big gap. See if we can get that. This went on as a separate piece. And the control panels, they won't fit in there properly, or the fuselage won't go together properly when they're cemented in. So they're all bent. There was no other way to do it with the fuselage. Again, here this hole didn't match up, and here across the bottom, even though I wrapped this in elastic band overnight, there's still a gap. Inside the interior of the fuselage, up here and down here, first of all, there were no pins and holes to line it up. And there were sprue, what do you call them? Sprue pins that were about 7.5 millimeters that had to be cut off, because otherwise the thing wouldn't fit together. And for the tail stabilizers, there was a slot here, but there was no tab on the wing part. All there was is there's this little flange down here. So you're just supposed to see that. It's just supposed to kind of sit on there. So that's that. And so I got this far with it, and everything was a bit of a struggle. The other thing is there were no figures. You'd figure with an open cockpit aircraft, they'd at least include figures. I'd have rather had figures than almost useless and unworkable with photo etch, especially in 1996. Anyways, okay, so I let this dry overnight. There we go. And so I always look ahead a bit. I mean, at the beginning, I always look through the instructions, and then before I start to build a particular section, I'll go over that again. And so here we've got the wing one of the wing sections here, and then here we've got the wheel strut. There's just a tiny little hole there. I don't know if you can catch the light with it. You know, it's and then, but there's nothing on the strut. That little nib you see, that was from the sprue, and this isn't even the same shape as the strut. So you know, it's probably pretty useless. Okay, now the thing that really killed it for me was, okay, so I'm getting ready to finish here. You know, like I said, it's not a big kit, it's not complex, although I had to fight it every step of the way. Here's the thing, the wings, to put the wings on. Okay, they got the shape there, but there's no slot. No slot, no tab on either one. Okay, fair enough, not the end of the world. Until you go to fit it on. And no matter which way you angle it, it won't sit flush. And then they give you these two little exhaust pipe things. I don't know why they bothered. There's tiny little slots there. And so anyways, this doesn't even go on the shelf of shame. This is banished to the land of horrible kits. Banished forever. So anyways, if you do see, like I said, I'm not going to bash the company, okay? 96 a long time ago and so forth. But if you do see an MPM kit, an old kit, like, you know, if you go collect kits or whatever, you know, you go to garage sales or whatever the case may be, however you find, you know, your old kits, estate sales, don't bother. Just don't bother. Yeah. I mean, even the box art's kind of amateurish. But, and seriously, open cockpit, but no figures. Anyways, so the decals, they look all right, and might be useful for something. So those will go in the decal, extra decals box. Likewise with the photo etch. And so that's it. So anyways, so the after build review, well, the build wasn't completed, but like going through the stop sign, as you pull out of going through the first stop sign when you're taking your driver's test, you know, you're dead in the water already. So poor, extremely poor. And I'm revising my rating down to a 2. And the reason it gets a 2, like I say, I try to be fair. There's 1 point for the photo etch, you know, give him credit for at least putting it in there. Might have been an early experiment, and so anyways, so I give him a point for that. And they get a second point not for the instructions, but for the the diagram that they provide. It's like draftsman quality. So they get a point for that. Okay, so that's it for that. That's others may have had other horrible experiences, but for me, this is the worst kit ever. Alright, so thanks for joining me. I appreciate all my subscribers, everyone who stops by to view. I hope you find it helpful and informative. And again, thanks for stopping in to spend some time. And I hope everybody has a great day.